So we are back with partnership again. Without wasting any more time, let's start with sum number 9 from board's book of class 10. Sum number 9 states that at the beginning of a year, Pradeep Babu and Amina Bibi invested rupees 24,000 and 30,000 respectively. But after 5 months, Pradeep Babu again invested another rupees 4,000. After the end of the year, the total profit was rupees 27,716. So, our requirement is to find out the profits of Pradeep Babu and Amina Bibi. So, as I said you, here there are two parameters. One is capital and another one is the time for which they invested their money. The time should be taken into consideration here because the same money was not there in the business for the whole tenure. Okay. So here what we can see is Pradeep Babu initially invested rupees 24,000, but after 5 months he gave another rupees 4,000. So Pradeep Babu's equivalent investment for 1 month will be what? Will be rupees 24,000. What was his working capital for first 5 months of the year? And for the remaining 7 months, that means 12 minus 5 months, his investment was rupees 24,000 plus 4,000, that means rupees 28,000. So to find the equivalent investment for 1 month, we need to multiply the amounts with respective times. So what we get here is 24,000 into 5 plus 24,000 plus 4,000 into 12 minus 5, that means for 7 months, and the total sum is coming to rupees 3,16,000. That means the profit which Pradeep Babu made at the end of the year, if he wants to make the same profit in first month or in 1 month, then he needs to invest this much amount of money. So in case of Amina Bibi, she didn't invest anything or withdrew anything. So her initial investment rupees 30,000 was her working capital for the whole year. So Amina Bibi's equivalent investment for 1 month will be rupees 30,000 into 12, that means rupees 3,60,000. Now what we know that ratio of profit will be ratio of their capital. Capital means here the equivalent capital for 1 month, and this is 3,16,000 is to 3,60,000. That means 316 is to 360 after cancelling the zeros, and 4 is there itself. So by dividing it by 4, we get the ratio in the simplest form as 79 is to 90. So what we know that Pradeep Babu's profit at the end of the total profit was rupees 27,716, and so Pradeep Babu will get 79 by 79 plus 90 part of the total profit. That means Pradeep Babu's profit will be rupees 27,716 into 79 by 116. If we divide 27,716 by 169, 164 will be the quotient. So his profit is rupees 12,956, and similarly Amina Bibi's profit will be rupees 27,716 into 90 by 169. This is Amina Bibi's proportional part in whole profit. So her profit is rupees 14,760, and that is the these two are the answers. This is Pradeep Babu's profit and this one is Amina Bibi's profit. Let's start sum number 10. Niyamat Chacha and Korobi Didi, their respective capital at the beginning of the year was rupees 30,000 and rupees 50,000 respectively. After 6 months, Niyamat Chacha invested another 40,000, but Korobi Didi withdrew rupees 10,000. So at the end of the year, the total profit was rupees 19,000. So we need to find out the profits of Niyamat Chacha and Korobi Didi. Same way, here we need to work out with both the parameters. That means capital should be considered as well as the time. Niyamat Chacha's capital was in the business. Niyamat Chacha's rupees 30,000 capital, working capital was there in the business for 6 months, and for the remaining 6 months his capital, working capital was rupees 30,000 plus rupees 40,000. So this rupees 40,000 was there in the business for another 6 months. And in case of Korobi Didi, rupees 50,000 was the working capital for first 6 months, and 50,000 minus 40,000, that means rupees 40,000 was Korobi Didi's capital for the next 6 months, right? So what will be Niyamak Chacha's equivalent capital for 1 month? It will be 30,000 into 6 plus 40,000 into 6, that means rupees 6 lakhs, and Korobi Didi's capital will be rupees 50,000 into 6 plus rupees 40,000 into 6, that means rupees 5 lakhs 40,000. And as we know that ratio of profit equal to ratio of capital, that means 6 lakhs is to 5 lakhs 40,000, so it will be 10:9. And when we divide the total profit in this ratio, then we get that Niyamak Chacha's profit is 90,000 into 10 by 10 plus 9, because that is the proportional part of the total profit that will go to the Niyamak Chacha, and which is coming to rupees 10,000. And in similar manner, Korobi Didi's profit is rupees 9,000. So these are the two answers of sum number 10. Next sum is sum number 11, which is very important. It is given that at the beginning of the year, Srikanth and Saifuddin, they invested rupees 2,40,000 and 3 lakh respectively to buy a minibus, and after 4 months, their friend Peter joined them with a capital investment of rupees 81,000, and so they withdrew this rupees 81,000 from the business in the ratio of their investment. Means Srikanth and Saifuddin, they withdrew total rupees 81,000 in the ratio of their respective investment, and at the end of the year, the total profit was rupees 39,150, and that we need to divide among them according to their respective capitals. Okay. So Srikanth and Saifuddin, initially their capital investment was rupees 2,40,000 and rupees 3 lakhs. So ratio of their capital is 4:5. Now after 4 months, when Peter joined the business, they with rupees 81,000, they withdrew this amount. Now how much Srikanth will withdraw? He will take away 4 by 4 plus 5, that means 4 by 9 part of rupees 81,000, which was actually Peter's investment. So Srikanth will take away rupees 36,000, and Saifuddin will withdraw rupees 81,000 into 5 by 9, that means rupees 45,000. Now the sum is like this, that Srikanth's capital rupees 22,40,000 was in the business for first 4 months, and for the remaining 12 minus 4 months, that is for the remaining 8 months of the year, Srikanth's capital investment was working capital in the business was rupees 2,40,000 minus rupees 36,000. So his equivalent capital for 1 month will be rupees 25,92,000. 2,40,000 into 4 was 9,60,000, and 2,40,000 minus 36,000, which was actually 2,04,000, multiplied by 8. The result was rupees 16,32,000. When these two numbers were added, we got rupees 25,92,000. This is actually Srikanth's equivalent capital for 1 month. And I think you remember what is equivalent capital for 1 month. It means that the profit that Srikanth enjoyed at the end of the year, if he wants to make the same profit in 1 month, then he needs to invest this much amount of money. And similarly, Saifuddin's equivalent investment of 1 month will be, look, his initial investment was rupees 3 lakhs, which was there in the business for the first 4 months, and for the remaining 12 minus 4 months, that means for remaining 8 months of the year, his investment, working investment was rupees 3 lakh minus rupees 45,000, and so here from 3 lakh into 4 we got rupees 12 lakh, and 3 lakh minus 45,000 will be 2,55,000. When multiplied by 8, that will give us 20 lakhs 40,000. So when added with 12 lakhs, we got his equivalent, Saifuddin's equivalent investment for 1 month as rupees 32,40,000. But look, Peter's investment was in the business for 8 months only, because he came after 4 months. So, and with rupees 81,000, so his working capital was rupees 81,000, and that was in the business for 8 months. So Peter's equivalent capital for 1 month will be rupees 81,000 multiplied by 8, that means rupees 6,48,000. Now the total profit at the end of the year was rupees 39,150. That will be divided now in 3 friends, and very clearly it will be divided in 1 month's, it will be divided in the ratio of their equivalent capital for 1 month. That means rupees 25,92,000 is to 32,40,000 is to 6,48,000. So I am keeping the right hand side, okay, so that you can easily understand. This is sum number 11 again. So Srikanto, Saifuddin and Peter's ratio of their capital. Srikanto is to Saifuddin is to Peter. Ratio of their capital is 25,92,000 is to 32,40,000 is to 6,48,000. If we cancel the zeros, common zeros which are, then we are left with 2592 is to 3248 is to 648. Now 2592 and 3248, not 3248, it is 3240, and 3240 are divisible by 648. So we get the simplest form of the ratio as 4:5:1. Now total profit was 39,150. Total profit was 39,150. So Srikanto's profit. Srikanto's profit will be rupees 39,150 into his proportional part, which is 4/4 plus 5 plus 1. That means rupees 39,150 into 4/10. So rupees 3915 into 4. Similarly, Saifuddin's profit. Saifuddin's profit will be rupees 3915 into 5. I think you will easily understand why is it so, because his Saifuddin's proportional part was 5/10. So similarly we got this, and Peter's profit will be rupees 3915 into 1, because Peter's proportional part from the total profit was 1/10. Now what is this? This is 5 4s are 22, 4 1s are 6, 4 9s are 36, 3 4s are 12, 3 15. So Srikanto's profit will be rupees 15,660. Saifuddin's profit will be 15 5s are 75, 9 5s are 45, 4, 3 5s are 15, 4, 19. So Saifuddin's profit will be rupees 19,575, and Peter's profit will be rupees 3,915, and these are the required answers. Next is sum number 12. Sum number 12 is also very important. It is given that at the beginning of the year, Arun and Ajoy invested rupees 24,000 and rupees 30,000 respectively. But after some months, Arun invested another rupees 12,000, and at the end of the year, they made a profit of rupees 14,030, out of which Arun received rupees 7,130. Now the question is, after how many months Arun invested another rupees 12,000. So this is another new type. We got another new type here where the time is not given. Total time is given, but after how many months Arun made his investment of another rupees 12,000, that is not given. Whereas total profit at the end of the year and Arun's profit at the end of the year is, these two data are given. So we need to find out the time after which Arun invested another rupees 12,000. So now Arun's initial capital was rupees 24,000. Ajoy's initial capital was rupees 30,000. Let us assume that Arun invested another rupees 12,000 after X months. So Arun's working capital of rupees 24,000 was in the business for X months, and rupees 24,000 plus rupees 12,000, that means rupees 36,000 was in the business for 12 minus X months. Was in the business for 12 minus X months. 12 minus X months. So what will be Arun's equivalent capital for 1 month? It will be rupees 24,000 into X, because rupees 24,000 was in the business for X months, and rupees 36,000 into 12 minus X months. Remaining month in the year is 12 minus X. So 36,000 into 12 minus X. So to make the calculation easier, I took rupees 12,000 common. So in the first factor I am left with 2x, and in the second term I am left with 3 into 12 minus x. So that makes it finally rupees 12,000 into 36 minus x. This is Arun's capital, working capital for equivalent working capital for 1 month. That means at the end of the year, the profit Arun received, if he wants to get the same profit in 1 month, then he needs to invest this much amount, rupees 12,000 into 36 minus x. Ajoy made no further investment and he did not withdraw any amount in the mid of the year. So Ajoy's equivalent capital for 1 month will be rupees 30,000 into 12, that means rupees 3,60,000. So ratio of their capital, because profit is always divided in the ratio of the capital. So ratio of the capital, when taken equivalent capitals for 1 month, obviously it will be rupees 12,000 into 36 minus x is to 3,60,000 when reduced. That means when divided both terms of the ratio by 12,000, we get 36 minus x is to 30. Now what is the total profit? The total profit is 14030, out of which Arun got rupees 7130. So now, since the total profit is rupees 14030, the total profit is rupees 14030, therefore Arun's profit will be what? Arun's profit will be rupees 14030 into his proportional part. That means what? That means 36 minus x by 36 minus x plus 30. That means rupees 14030 into 36 minus x by 66 minus x. Now it is given that Arun made a profit of rupees 7130. So according to the problem, what we get? 14030 multiplied by 36 minus x by 66 minus x equal to 7130. Let me check once. Yes, it is 7130. Now here there is only one variable, so by solving this equation we can very easily find the value of x from here. So what we get is 36 minus x by 66 minus x equal to 7130 by 14030 00. Now let me find the HCF of 713 and 1403 so that we can reduce it once. So 713 1403, 1 is 713 0 9 690. It is coming 713 1 690 3 2. So 23 690, 23 3s are 69 0 0 0 0. So 23 is the HCF. So we can cut 713 and 1403 by 23. 23 3s are 69 to 131. 23 6 are 138 to 169. So in reduced form it is coming 36 minus x by 66 minus x equal to 31 by 61. Calculation is not that easy because we need to multiply this expression by 61, this expression by 31. So let's make it a bit easier. Let me continue the calculation over here. So now, we can write from here 66 minus x by 36 minus x equal to 61 by 31. By how? Inverted. We took the reciprocal of both sides. Since the denominators are not 0, we can do that very easily. Now let me apply dividend rule. So what I can write is 66 minus x minus 36 plus x by 36 minus x equal to 61 minus 31 by 31 by applying dividend rule. X gets cancelled, so I am left with 30 by 36 minus x equal to 30 by 31. Numerator is same, so 30 gets cancelled, 1 1. So I get what? I get 1 by 36 minus x equal to 1 by 31, which means 31 equal to 36 minus x, which means x equal to 36 minus 31, therefore x equal to 5. So this is the answer. Therefore after 5 months Urul invested another rupees 12,000. So if you have today we are done with this sum. The remaining sums I will do in the next class. So if you have any comment or if you had any difficulties in understanding the things that I explained to you, you comment in the place your comments in the comment box so that I can I can answer your queries in the next class.